Hello, and welcome back to Two Half Brains Make One Brain. I am your host, Luke, joined by Noah Badal.
Oh, yeah.
So, Noah, tell me a little bit about yourself, just where you go to school, what your interests are, just a little bit about you.
So, I go to Cornerstone University up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where we're filming right now. It's pretty crazy. Central 207, do be lit. I'm studying business marketing with minor in management, trying to get out a year early. And, yeah. I got to tell you something, though.
Okay,
So,
let's get into it.
So, I had to fill out this handshake thing. And my dream job is to work for Activision.
What's Activision?
It's Call of Duty, one of the
Okay.
Call of Duty things.
So, the video game.
Video game company.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I want to work for one of their marketing teams. Or just something there. And I'm in Handshake today and I have 33 unopened things in my inbox, all from recruiters. And they offered me a fully online job
Activision?
at Activision. They sent me 6 messages, but they sent them last semester in November. And I wanted to cry, dude. January 9th was the day to sign up, and I didn't look.
Oh,
Dreams crushed.
maybe one day you'll be able to follow those dreams, though.
Yeah, but I got the Coke one figured out.
Okay, so you're working at Coke this summer?
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing?
Merchandising and working up with high sales reps. So I'll be going to some meetings so that I get credit for the internship.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All right, what about you, Luke? What do you do?
So I'm also a student. I'm a senior at Cornerstone University, as you can see by my fresh merch.
Merch game!
Merch gang.
Woo!
I was talking. Please don't interrupt. Okay. And I'm studying business management, and I'm also working part-time at a recruiting firm. So I've been doing a lot of work with recruiting for like medical device companies and that kind of stuff. So it's been good, and just getting ready for graduation. And right after that, I'm moving out and getting married. So a bunch of stuff happening in a small amount of time.
Getting married.
Mm-hmm.
How's that feel?
I don't know yet. It'll probably hit me with that when I have like a couple days left before the wedding.
So no stress whatsoever?
So, I mean, I think most of the stress is probably bared by my fiance, and I'm kind of more of like you know what, like everything's gonna be fine, like we'll figure it out.
You're just writing the checks?
I'm just writing the checks. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
How do people do this, bro?
I don't know.
Podcasts are tough. What is you listen to any podcasts?
I don't listen to like full-length podcasts, but I watch like a bunch of clips. So
Okay.
like on YouTube Shorts, I'll just scroll through and watch like highlights of a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just sit down and just crank them out. I have no life.
So, what is your favorite podcast, or what are some podcast topics you like to listen to?
Right now, I'm just Joe Rogan grinding.
Joe Rogan grinding.
So
Interviewing professionals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but the ones that I love are when he does with his friends, and there are other stand-up
Like
comedians.
the comedians, yeah.
And they're just smoking weed, cigars, just getting high, drinking, and
Talking about random stuff.
yeah, usually not good stuff that we should be talking about. But every time I listen to that, I'm like, I want to be a stand-up.
You know what? That's goals for this podcast. That's where we want to get.
Joe Rogan Experience. You are no longer the #1 podcast out there. Two Half Brains Make a Brain is going to be number one.
Coming at ya. Okay.
Yeah, but dude, I want to be a comedian so bad. But
Yeah.
because my target audience is not here.
It's not here at Cornerstone.
It's not here at Cornerstone.
Okay.
I couldn't stand up on a stage and make the jokes that I make and not get judged.
So, what kind of jokes would those be? Like offensive jokes?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get canceled. I got some good jokes and I'm not gonna say them on this because of the audience being a professor, obviously. But
Yes. And
But maybe I'm
thousands of 13-year-olds across the country.
yeah, well, for those 13-year-olds, I got some good ones.
Oh my. Okay. Okay. So, with your aspirations of becoming a stand-up comedian, what are some challenges that you've had to overcome in following those dreams?
It's not my calling. It's
Okay,
not my-
so what
it's
is your
not-
calling then?
My calling is to be a disciple.
Okay,
So-
so a pretty
something
broad,
Just broad. Just
kind of whatever you do your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, man. Like if there was, no, this is gonna sound like really like, if I had no faith, I'd be run and gun stand-up comedian, like just going for it, just bombing, like just doing terrible, but still trying my hardest.
Because that's where your natural personality
That's where my
lies.
natural personality lies, but I can't lie in that identity.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, so like your natural tendencies in the way you do things, the way you perceive things, you enjoy those stand-up comedians and making those offensive jokes, traveling around, just kind of living your life.
100%.
But because that you want to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, I assume, would you
No,
say
Muhammad.
Muhammad? Okay, so because of those other aspirations of being a disciple, that kind of limits what you're actually able to do.
100%.
Okay, and is that mostly a negative thing, or is that also like is there a positivity that goes with that?
There, in the moment, it's like, dang it, dude, that should be me up on that stage. Like, I'll watch, like, just like in like little bars, I'll just see TikTok clips or watch guys do their sets, and I'm like, and even this summer, I would just drive around and be alone all day with my thoughts, and I would just write down material on my phone, and I'm like, that'll kill. And then I'll perform in front of my mom, and she's like, how could you say that? Or like how, that's not becoming. And I'm like, oh, I know that, but I'm not actually gonna do it. But then I'll write it. I'm like, oh, dude, like, Mom, you're not my audience. Like, a pastor's wife's not my audience. My audience is drunk 21-year-olds or just people in the audience, but I can't, like, there's nothing there. Also, what are these plugged into?
Absolutely nothing. They're just for show.
2.5 brains make a brain. Not even plugged in. But is there any Christian stand-up comedians? Do you know any?
Yeah, there's what's the guy that does? Shoot, I don't know his name, but there's definitely like one guy who's like super popular in the Christian community. My aunt and uncles go see him every time he comes to Grand Rapids.
I feel we had a
He's not like as good as the other guys, but he's
but
Christian.
we had a female Christian comedian, which I don't.
Dear
that's
goodness, I would hate to have to watch
that. Is not comedy, bro. Female, let alone.
Female and Christian.
And Christian.
Not really the comedian type.
We had like this event for married couples. I obviously didn't go, but my parents did at our church, and they had this female comedian pull up, Christian comedian, and I'm like, there's no way she's funny,
Yeah,
bro.
like if she's a comedian and her number one like source of revenue is going to churches, she's probably not doing it.
Like,
right.
what are you talking about? I know there's PG comedians. I definitely try to make PG acts, but I don't think I could do a full set without dropping some offensive joke.
No, I mean, it's just not entertaining. Like, comedy is honestly like the most funny when people get upset and offended.
Yeah.
I love when people in the crowd are like yelling at the comedian on stage, and he's just sitting up there like proving his point because of how like stupid they are.
Yeah. Like,
that's my favorite.
The only thing that I could probably like 5 minutes of a good clean set that could probably do well, and it's just me like, oh man, nobody knows this. All right, I'm gonna say it. This is for the 2.5 brains make a brain. Not even plugged in, unplugged version. Okay. Middle school Noah. All right.
Oh, dear goodness, let's not go down that path. Okay, anyway.
Middle school Noah. Coming back from fall camp. It's just up in Michigan somewhere. I was like 6th grade. I was 6th, 7th grade. Slap happy out of my mind. No sleep. So just imagine that. Straight living off Red Bulls.
Okay.
I am legitimately pissing my pants laughing on this bus ride. Okay. The next stop, I had to change my pants.
Oh, like actually? Oh shoot! I thought you were just like making a metaphor.
No, legitimately. Okay. I literally at one point to stop myself from laughing so hard, I had to smell my shoe. I don't know. It was working.
That's
okay, but I'm literally peeing my pants. Okay. By God's grace, there was a stop, and we get off at this rest stop. So I changed my pants. Okay. 20 minutes later, I started laughing again. And I start pissing
Bro.
my pants again.
You
Twice.
sound like a grandma who's had problems since she gave birth. Like, you should be able to have control over that, especially when you're 13.
I was so tired. I get no control. And it was like an hour and a half left. I was just sitting in my own urine.
Ew. Ew.
Unplugged!
We're going
1.5
today.
brains make a braid. No one's doing it. Joe Rogan's not even close.
I also hope you guys appreciate we have our very beautiful set behind us.
4K.
4K.
Shout out to YouTube.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
We're sponsored, by
It's
the
a
way.
free shout out.
Paid promotion.
Okay. So, ask me a question now. What is on your mind?
What's on your mind? Is that what, like...
What's on your mind?
It's the...
What are some
I
things
don't-
you've been battling with recently? Like,
What?
you just want to like talk about, you know?
Are we showing people this?
No.
I feel like I want people to see this.
Okay, we can post it. Okay, continue.
What? No, wait. What are things that I'm struggling with?
Or just like, what are some like topics that you've been interested in?
Dude, I know what I'm struggling with.
Okay, what?
My bladder.
Still.
To this day.
Okay. Well, see a doctor.
No, let's talk to you. I like this.
Okay.
I peed my pants. What did you do?
What did I do?
Middle school Luke. Talk to me about middle
Oh,
school.
I have a story for
I'm
high
ready.
school Luke.
Oh, hold
my
on.
God.
Tea time.
This is
Shout out
bad.
to 28th Street Nutrition paid partnership.
This is okay. This is like TMI, but it's part. I always say it's part of my testimony, so it's important to talk about, right? It's totally not important to talk about.
Not important
Okay.
at all. Unplugged, by the way.
So freshman year of high school,
All right.
I'm in.
Prime
I
time.
did an extra year of Spanish in middle school, so I was a year ahead,
Yeah, you were.
and so I was the only freshman in a class full of juniors and seniors. First of all, so I didn't know anybody. I'm like the young, the guy that everyone's like friends with everyone. I'm kind of just there.
Oh.
And we're in Spanish class, and it was like the second class of the day. And I did not know I was like sick, but I was sick. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever?
Yeah.
So-
So we're talking about.
Okay, so we're in Spanish class, and she's like, the teacher notices that we're all like tired. So she's like, okay, everyone stand up. And she's like, okay, we're going to do some Spanish exercises. This is really weird, first of all. But she's like, okay, so everybody put your hands up.
Yeah.
And she's like, arriba, and then abajo, arriba. So she's making us do like these like up downs in class. And then we do it for like 20 seconds. I sit back down, and I don't know what it did to me, but bro, it hit me like a truck.
You went arriba.
No, dude. You have no idea where this is going. This is bad.
Okay.
This is bad. Like, this is like the worst day of my life.
I'm scared.
Okay. So I sit back down. I sit down. I stare at the floor, and like 2 seconds goes by, and it just hit me out of nowhere. It came out. I puked all over my desk. All over my desk.
Arriba.
Like, I had no idea I was sick. And then all of a sudden, I'm just sitting down puking on my desk in the middle of class. But that's not even the worst part. It gets so much worse.
No, it doesn't.
It does. As I'm puking, a little bit is like coming out the other side. No joke. Like double trouble. Like front and back. And I felt it. Like you couldn't hear it, but I felt it. And I stand up. The teacher's like, everyone's watching me at this point because they all just saw me puke. So the teacher's like, no questions asked. Like, she's like, you're good. Go to the bathroom. Like, no questions asked.
Ugh.
And so I like hobble my way through the classroom with like poop in my underwear.
Were you like in the back of class?
Yes, all the way in the back. So I get out of the classroom. I shut the door, and then I puke again on the floor. I was so sick, I didn't even know it. I could not control it. So I puke on the floor, and then I run around like the corner to the bathroom.
Okay.
I walk in the bathroom, and then so I walk in. I'm the only one in there. Thank God. Like, praise the Lord, I'm the only one in there. I run into the stall, and one thing that you'll never understand is when you have a toilet, right?
Uh-huh.
Toilet has one entrance, one hole,
Yeah.
right? But when it's coming out two sides of your body, you have to make a really difficult decision. You have to choose. And let's just say I chose wrong.
You go forward and backwards.
You go forward or backwards. I chose way wrong. I chose
Go
forward. And I was so sick. I could not physically control. Like it was just if one happened, the other happened.
Oh my god.
So I'm sitting there trying my best to get in the toilet. And then I finish. I'm like, okay, I finish, and I use it's okay. This is really bad. It's all over my clothes on the floor, all over the toilet, both. It's just
you
it's
walk in the
awful.
hallway butt naked?
No, bro, it was bad. It was in my pants on my sweatshirt that I had.
Oh.
It
Whew.
I ran out of toilet paper. I ran out of toilet paper trying to clean up and just get everything better. So I call my mom and I'm because I didn't have a car yet. It's freshman year. So I call my mom. I was like, Mom, you need to come pick me up. And she's like, why? Because I never skip school. Maybe one day.
Okay.
Ever. And she's like, why? What's wrong? And I was like, Mom, just get some towels and come pick me up. So I walk out of the bathroom, still with, not the best shape, obviously. The bathroom, definitely not the best shape. I left my stuff in the classroom. I go to the front office, because you have to get, a slip or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I walk up there.
With throw up and
Oh, yeah.
all over you.
Yeah. It was obvious. You could smell me coming a mile away.
Oh, my God.
And I get up to there. They give me the slip. No questions asked. They're like, hey, yep, here you go. I'll see,
Hey.
yeah, they knew what was going on. And so I walk over to the front door away from my mom, the front door of the school. The gym class is the gym's right by the front door. And they're getting out of class. 50, 60 people. It's a big class.
Oh, gosh.
They're getting out of class, and they're all walking by me. Because there's they walk right past the door.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there waiting for my mom to come pick me up. And I have friends that are coming up to me hey, Luke, hey! And I'm like, just keep walking. They're like, what? What are you talking? I'm like, no, just keep walking. I'll talk to you later. Just goodbye.
Why didn't you go to the nurse's office?
Bro,
They could have plugged you up. You had both holes.
I've never gone to the nurse's office in my life.
Really?
But, oh my gosh, my mom picks me up. I get home, and then it's just dry heaving for the next hour.
Oh.
It was awful.
Dude.
And I think that was probably the worst experience in my life. I'm really, really sorry for everybody.
Hey, we're unplugged.
We're unplugged. This is a PG-17 podcast.
Okay, so I have a similar story,
Oh.
but it's not real.
What?
So I gotta explain. So whenever I had the opportunity to skip school, I tried to skip school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I was a student, so high school came easy to me.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a day where I had this exam, and I was like, I don't want to take this exam, and so I brought to school in my backpack chicken noodle soup.
And you fake
fruit cup, and baked beans, a little bit of baked beans.
Did you?
I mixed it. Yeah. Okay. I put it in a water bottle, and I have it up my sleeve, up my sweatshirt sleeve, middle of algebra. It was geometry class, so it was sophomore year, up my sleeve, and I go, ugh, and then smash the water bottle,
And
it all sprays out.
Oh.
All over my buddy's new shoes, too. He was absolutely to this day, he still doesn't know that it was fake. I don't know how I got away with that. And I go, Mr. Mueller, I need to go to the office. And he goes, He's like a Femi teacher, too. He's like, okay, you can go to the office. I'm like, okay, perfect. I got out of the geometry test. It was awesome.
It was during a test.
There was a test. Never took that exam.
You didn't even come back and take it?
No, it was a Friday.
Bro.
It was right before, it was first semester, right before Thanksgiving break. Yeah.
Thing. And it worked.
It went for it, yeah.
And your parents were like, yeah, come home.
Yeah. I didn't have my car by then, so my mom had to come pick me up. So it was like kind of sus that I wasn't throwing up like after that at all. Also, my mom was like, "Why did you have chicken and baked beans and fruit cup?" I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's just my old lunch."
All right. Well, I think we're getting close to time here. So, what did we learn? I think we learned a little bit about each other.
Yep. Embarrassing stories.
Embarrassing stories, and I think we broke the ice a little bit with this podcast.
Broke it too much.
We broke it too much. We went unplugged today.
Hey! 2.5 brains make a brain. Unplugged.
Brains.
We're gonna have merch coming out, and the merch is gonna be Luke dry heaving one hole and the other hole.
No.
No?
No. We're not doing that.
No merch?
No merch. Well, anyway, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate your presence, and we'll be back at it next week
Yes, sir.
with a story about Noah's pregnancy.